two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast, which your boy Ryan enjoys wrestling and MWO. And this is our WWE edition where we are going to cover the Royal Rumble, Monday Night Raw, and NXT. It was a jam-packed week, Ryan, but I know that we have to get into it because you also have news. And whenever the two dudes read the news, you know we got to jump right into it because it's going to be a jam-packed show. So let's start off, Ryan. What kind of news did the dudes have to read?
So some sad news. Duke Hudson of NXT was released earlier this week, or it was announced that he was released. But he was apparently released back in January, and they had just announced it yesterday. So he is officially gone from the WWE, formerly known for his time in Chase U. Andre Chase wrote some stuff on X, and even Duke Hudson himself commented on X and said, on to the next chapter. So I think it's sad. I think that's probably the reason they broke up Chase U, and they never really got him back together in the first place. But the rumor is that Triple H didn't view Duke Hudson as a main roster guy, but I don't see how that could be true because look at Duke Hudson. He's phenomenal in the ring. He's great on the microphone. He's got a great look. But also, like, if you don't see him as a main roster guy, why not just keep him on NXT? Like, you don't have to bring him up. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Duke Hudson has been released from the WWE. So he's on.
Oh, I think you froze. You're talking about Duke Hudson. So let me jump into it. I think my favorite part about pro wrestling journalism is the fact that they say things like, well, it seems like Triple H didn't really think much of him as a main star. And I'm not clowning you. I'm just saying the fact that obviously not. If you release somebody, fire them at a job or whatever else, obviously you didn't. Oh, you back? Are you back?
I think so.
There you are. You're still frozen. There you are. I didn't know if you could hear me. I was talking, but I can start over if you need me to.
Yeah.
But I was just jumping into the Duke Hudson thing that you said about them saying that Triple H didn't see him as a main event person. I always think that's so funny with journalism because obviously with the journalism, I'm doing the air quotes, is that obviously like at any job, if you get fired, guess what? Your boss didn't probably think highly of you.
Yeah,
so obviously
exactly.
Triple H didn't think highly of Duke Hudson. He released him. But with that said, it's sad. I like Duke. I remember when he went to Chase U and I was like, this ain't going to work. And the dude made it work. He made it believable. They had the fakes that he was going to turn on them. Then he ended up being one of the most loyal guys. I liked it. I thought he helped push other people. Now I'm curious about the rest of Chase U. We have not seen, well, we saw Andre Chase kind of, but we haven't seen Thea Hale. We haven't seen Thea Hale's little boyfriend. We haven't seen many of them. So I don't know if school literally did, end. Like the school's closed literally and everyone's gone, or is it just Duke Hudson? Only time will tell. But Duke Hudson is too talented. He will either be in TNA or he'll go to AEW or he'll go to New Japan or wherever he wants. I'm sure people are dying to pick him up. So, but sad to hear, but I think his future is still bright for sure. I think I lost Ryan again. He has to read more news. There he is.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sort of. Yes.
Okay. All right. I think I'm back now. But God, I hate this thing. All right. So the other bit of news too is that Bayley is going to be in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game, which is next Saturday night, I believe, or next Friday or Saturday night. And she's going to be on Jerry Rice's team, apparently, against Team Barry Bonds. And 2 Chainz is her coach. He's one of the coaches. It's a strange, but she's on the same team as Terrell Owens and some other people. But Bayley's going to be on TNT right next to and following Bailey is going to be the AEW Grand Slam. So just kind of funny that Bailey's going to be on Turner TV next week for the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game, the same channel that AEW's on.
So there's no collision then? It's just
they're
just doing the Grand Slam.
As far as I know, yeah.
Interesting. Hey, here's the thing. I don't watch the Celebrity Game, but now I might. I want to see Bailey backing it up into the hole, see if she can get some shots up in there. I mean, she's got a big asset to help her get into the lane. I didn't know they mixed. The Celebrity Games usually have men and women. They usually have everybody. I mean, I know they had like Justin Bieber one time when he was like 4 out there playing ball, but so I know they have all ages. But okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That's cool. So I'll pull up her roster, but she's going to be on the team with. She's going to be part of Team Rice, which is coached by Jerry Rice and influencer Kabi Lane. And among Bailey's teammates will be former Golden State Warriors player Matt Barnes, singers Walker Hayes and Shabuzi, comedian Drewski, and NFL Hall of Famer Terrell Owens. And I think the other team has a couple of females on it as well.
Cool. So whoever they found, they just grabbed. Got it. I mean, it should be a good time. I think that's fun. I also think it's funny that Jerry Rice is coaching. It seems like it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Barry Bonds is coaching the other team. Yeah.
I bet I know what that team's doing. So to get the edge. But yeah, should be fun. And props to Bailey. That just shows with all the crap I do on TKO about how I feel like they're ruining the WWE, and I do feel like they are in a lot of ways. This is the ways that they do help, is that they are a huge organization who's, I think, agent and run a lot of famous people so they can get them into that spotlight. So that is the positive of TKO. So yeah, props to Bailey, man. Good for her. I'm glad. What happened? Remember 2 WrestleManias ago, we were all about Bailey. She's going to headline. She's going to do this. And they just kind of ruined her. And now I feel like now she's all over my damn screen. About time.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
They're finally using her properly. So and it shows just how mainstream the WWE is. That they're having a WWE superstar in the NBA All-Star Game. So kudos to them.
Right on. All right, let's get into it. The biggest event of the weekend, Los Royal Rumble. And right now, as we speak, we are Wednesday at about 2:45 Eastern time. And I still think some competitors are still trying to get to the ring from their entrance. So that is good. They're still trying to make it there on that 5K of a run they needed to make just to get to the damn ring. That was a joke. But anyway, I felt bad for those people who were sitting there like, dude, we're right next to the entrance ramp. That's awesome. Oh, we can only see them walk out. We can't see the ring from here. So I'm going to need binoculars to be able to see 15 miles away. So we start off with the women's Royal Rumble. And if you don't know, now you know. Alexa Bliss, Nikki Bella, and Trish Stratus, and my childhood hormones were all here at the Royal Rumble. I was super excited to see all 3 of those women. Disappointed Alexa Bliss was White's 6th character. We can talk about that. And Ryan's favorite wrestler, and if he wasn't married, he would be calling her up right now. Charlotte Flair is thy winner.
Damn right. Yeah.
The queen is back. What did you think about the women's Royal Rumble?
I thought the men's match was way better than the women's match. The women's match, I thought it was boring up until around pick number 19. And that's when Jordynne Grace came out and made her official WWE debut. And I feel like from there, it really picked up because then you had Alexa Bliss, then you had Charlotte Flair, then you had Nikki Bella at number 30. So it was exciting, but I thought the match itself was just pretty lackluster. Like that one spot there at the end where I think 6 or 7 women got eliminated all at once. It just looked really clunky.
Wasn't that Nia Jax? Didn't she do it all at once? I think Nia Jax eliminated 6 people or something at once.
Yeah, it was Nia Jax, but it was just clunky the way it was done, and it felt like both matches, which we'll talk more in the men's match, but in this one, it felt like they brought back Kevin Dunn for the camera work because it felt like they cut away from eliminations to go over to other things, and then they like put the camera right back on for another elimination. It was just very, very clunky, but I'm not going to hate on the Charlotte Flair win. I know a lot of people are. I think it was the right decision. The women's division needs a boost, and I think Charlotte Flair being back gives that women's division a huge boost. Now you have Jordynne Grace. You have Roxanne Perez doing her thing. And Roxanne Perez showed out in the Royal Rumble too. So shout out to her. So yeah, I think the right person won. I really do. I think it was an okay. It picked up there at the end, but it was boring at first.
Well, I agree with you that it took a minute to pick up. I disagree with you that it was not better than the men's, because I'm still waiting for the men's Royal Rumble to pick up. So it hasn't done so yet.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that at the end. But I mean, this women's match had Alexa Bliss return, my man, right after Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp had lunch together and announced that it wasn't going to happen. And I just love the fact that Triple H is trolling these so-called journalists. Nothing makes me feel better than hearing Michael Cole, Pam, everybody just say, Wade Barrett, like, oh, well, I heard she wasn't going to be here. I love it. I love the calling out. It is great for business. These journalists need to stop lying and stop saying stuff just to make money and a profit, because it's not okay. But Trish Stratus coming back. I mean, anytime Trish, she could just come for the Rumbles every year. She looked better than she did when I used to do weird things about her back in the Attitude Era days. Like, she looks better now than she did then. Like, I would dead serious do anything just to have breakfast with her. I don't even have to, we could be a table apart. As long as we're having breakfast together, I would do legit anything. Make it happen, fans. Come on. Trish Stratus has been my for my whole life. I have posters of her up in my room back in the days. And then we also got Nikki Bella. How can you people crapping on Nikki Bella? I feel so bad for Nikki Bella because she was around during a bad era of the Divas era where people, for whatever reason, hated the women during that era, other than AJ Lee for some reason. But it wasn't their faults. They were given poor gimmicks, no way of booking. It was a joke. They treated athletes like trash. And that's, if these women, anyone from the Divas era who was big, the Bellas, Michelle McCool, Natty's proving it right now, Beth Phoenix, AJ Lee, they would kill right now in the current women's WWE universe. They would kill. Mm-hmm. And it's just a shame that Nikki Bella, because maybe it's because she exposed John Cena as the freaking weirdo he truly is. Maybe that's why people don't like her. I don't know. But nonetheless, I was so happy to see her back, and I hope she comes back full time. She cut a promo afterwards. It was phenomenal. Nikki Bella has it all. Alexa Bliss has it all. But Charlotte Flair winning, obvious. I don't know how anybody in their right mind can be upset about that, because Tiffany Stratton right now is starting to become a top 5 over wrestler in WWE. What's the way to get her even closer to the number one? By having her defeat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Hello, Rhea Ripley. We were there. I don't understand how people don't put 1 + 1. Stop hating on wrestlers and then saying it's a bad storyline. And we'll get into that with the Royal Rumble. But just because you don't want something to happen, you don't like somebody, doesn't mean it's bad for business. Sometimes you have to, as a pro wrestling fan, think, okay, I hate this person, but this makes sense. So it is a good call. But I want you to tell me how you feel about Alexa Bliss. Obviously the Lily doll is going to sell again, but her and Wyatt Six, no thank you. I don't give 2 shits about the Wyatt Six.
Yeah,
she's gonna drown, not be saved. So
yeah, I was excited. I'm excited that Alexa Bliss is back. I think it's, you have her, you have Nikki Bella back. Now you have the addition of Jordynne Grace, and you have Charlotte Flair all back.
She showed out too. Yeah.
And sooner or later you're going to have Becky Lynch back, in addition to Bianca and Jade. So the women's division right now just got a huge boost with all these people coming back to the WWE or debuting in the WWE. So I'm excited for Alexa Bliss. I don't like that she is the Wyatt Six character. I don't want that. She wasn't on Monday Night Raw, which really I felt like that was a huge disappointment. They didn't even mention the fact that Alexa Bliss returned on Monday Night Raw, which I didn't really like. But her being with the Wyatt Six, I don't want to see it. I know everyone's excited because she gets to share the ring with Bray Wyatt. She wore the Fiend Forever coat and all that, and she's got the Lily thing, and she's got Bo Dallas now. Like, I just don't want to see it. I think she needed to be a regular Alexa Bliss, and I didn't like it. I love the return. I don't want her being that dark character. I don't think it doesn't work. I don't think it works.
Well, hopefully it was just for show, and when she officially returns, it will not be that anymore. But
Maybe.
another reason, really quick, why this women's match was by far better than the men's. You were talking about people showing out. Nia Jax showed out. Jordan Grace showed out. I think Liv Morgan showed out. Roxanne Perez showed out. I mean, I
Absolutely.
think there was big moments. When we talk about the men's Royal Rumble match soon, I want you to let me know how many people showed out. All right, let's get into it. After this, DIY defended their tag team championships 2 matches to 1, or 2 pinfalls to 1, by defeating the Motor City Machine Guns, pew pew, with the help of the Street Profits. Red cups, solo cups everywhere for the fans. What did you think of this match, my man? Did you like it? Ending, everything?
I thought this match, the first pinfall was like in 35 seconds too. It was really strange. But I mean, this match was fine. It was a good break from the women's rumble and everything that happened. It was a good, but it went a little bit longer than I thought. I mean, this whole pay-per-view went a lot longer than I thought. Than it should have. For 4 matches, for it to be a 4-hour event, was ridiculous. But I mean, I liked it. The ending was a little strange because the Street Profits, attacked the Motor City Machine Guns, and then they attacked DIY. So that was a little, but it made sense. Like at first, I didn't get it. I was like, oh, okay, they're turning heel, and then I was like, wait, no, they want to go after the champion. And then Michael Cole had to explain it to Wade Barrett. The match was fine. Nothing to write home about. And I'm actually happy to see that the tag team titles were defended on a PLE. I don't remember I think the last time they was maybe WrestleMania last year. So happy to see that, and hopefully this is a boost to the tag team division going forward as well.
Not just PLE, top 4 biggest PLEs. The Royal Rumble is number 2 in my opinion. They say SummerSlam, but I think Royal Rumble is number 2 with how much people want to watch. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it's helping the tag team division. They were on a PLE. They have 2 great tag teams going at it in a great 2 out of 3 falls match. And then they have the Street Profits come back. Maybe heel turn, maybe babyface turn to cost it. And I liked it. This is the difference between Triple H's era and Vince McMahon's era, is that as soon as it happened, we were confused, and Michael Cole helped us. Back in Vince McMahon days, it would not happen. We would all just be like, what the hell's going on? Why did they do that? But no, that Michael Cole jumped on and was like, oh, it's because they want to make sure they beat them for the tag. They want the championship, so they helped them. Makes sense. It all just was like logical. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a fun match. Was it like the match of the night? No, but it was enjoyable. Like you said, it was a nice break from the women's Royal Rumble match, which it did its purpose. So I enjoyed it. DIY's killing it. All right. Let's get into what I think was the match of the night, and that is one Cody Rhodes versus the best thing going on in pro wrestling today, Kevin Owens, ladder match for the undisputed Winged Eagle Championship. Cody had issues taking down that thing. I don't know if he was wobbly on the ladder, did it wrong. He gave up on that. He was like, I'm going to fall to my death, so I'm just going to take the belts off, which I thought was kind of funny, but because you're supposed to take the whole thing, but he was not having it. What did you think? Sami Zayn came out, stood there and did nothing. We'll talk about that on Raw, but what did you think of the match itself?
This match was brutal. This match was insane with some of the brutal spots that they had. And it's probably the most violent ladder match I've seen in a long, long time. And one of the best ladder matches I've seen in a long time. And shout out to Kevin Owens, man, because that man took some pretty nasty bumps, including that, what was it, the Alabama slam there from Cody Rhodes at the very end to win the thing. Yeah, Kevin Owens, that man, is there anything he cannot do? He is a chameleon in the ring. He is, we talk about Swerve Strickland on the AEW side. He can wrestle. He's kind of their everyman who can wrestle all kinds of styles. Kevin Owens is that for the WWE. And yeah, this was definitely match of the night. I love the Sami Zayn aspect too. When Sami Zayn came out and he was checking on both Cody and KO, and they were both down. The stoppage was a little too much. I was like, all right, can we let's get back to the ring. Let's get back to the action. Like, I know like that was a little too long for my liking, but other than that, I thought the match was great. And then Sami Zayn not helping KO when he had plenty of opportunities to go knock Cody off the ladder or defend him is prime storytelling at his best. And yeah, Cody Rhodes even kind of leaning into more of his dark side, his heel side, with the win, and then the taunting of Sami afterwards, and standing over Kevin Owens and taunting on the announce table while staring down KO. I thought everything was great. This was the best Cody Rhodes I've seen in a long time, and this was definitely the best Kevin Owens that we've had. He just continues to get better and better. So this was match of the night for me, hands down.
I mean, unless the WWE has completely switched the way they're doing their thinking with Triple H, I don't see Cody Rhodes turning heel. I think he just needs a darker side, but it does make sense in a way because his two possible opponents are either John Cena or CM Punk, right? I don't think there's anybody else really in the conversation. And I honestly think, which we'll get into on Raw, although we're not talking about it. So Seth Rollins came out and cut a promo on Raw. And I think it kind of helped with the fact that Seth Rollins and Roman are 100% facing and that Punk's not really going to be a part of that. I could be wrong, but it didn't really seem. It seemed like it was going the way of Seth moving on, and he was turning heel and kind of joining the whole attack the bloodline with Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens. But I all of this was just so fantastic. I mean, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is minus Shawn Michaels, the king of ladder matches. Remember him and Sammy Guevara, and that dude can't lose with these ladder matches. And I think he needed this edge, whether he turns heel or stays babyface. This was what he needed. He needed that little bit of a spark and an edge and a FU Kevin Owens. And that Kevin Owens breaking through that ladder, the way he folded himself over, and he was just, it was like, that's all Kevin Owens. It just looks so damn good. And which we'll get into on Raw, we can, pretty soon I'll jump into the I told you so's. But yeah, Sami Zayn being there. I do have to say though, pro wrestling, we really have to stop with this nonsense. It is a ladder match. It is violent. They signed up for this. The WWE created
the contract signing was all about.
Yes, and they booked it. Don't come out during it. It's so dumb. It's like when you have a no disqualification match and the guy's like putting it to, and the ref's like, whoa. Let this guy have like a second. There's no seconds in wrestling. Like if he needs a break, he loses. Like in an MMA fight, if the guy was getting punched in the face, he's like, stop. And the ref's like, hey, slow it down. Give him a second. All right, now refight. No, like it's a match. Like you can't just interrupt things. I hate when the officials, like, you got everybody out there like, oh, is everybody okay? Yes, they're okay. It's a ladder match. If they're not okay, then you call it. So you either give them the time to get up and the ref calls the match, or you move the F on. Like, we don't need officials. Sammy coming out made sense because he cares about both of them, and it was working to something for what was moving forward with him and Kevin. But having every official and Nick Aldis and so stupid. Get that? It's so dumb.
Yeah,
I hate that.
And it took too long.
WWE.
It took too long.
It did.
Like it took like what 5 to 7 minutes. It felt like of no action because they were both being checked on by officials. Maybe it wasn't that long, but it felt like a long time. And
took away the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't care for that. And it's also the worst when they do that stuff in a Hell in a Cell match. They've done that. They've done that many times. They did it with Edge and Finn Balor. Now that Finn Balor had 15 staples in his head, but still, it's a Hell in a Cell match.
Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Well, I was told that sometimes you can just put a lot of stuff on top of somebody, and then the Hell in the Cell match ends in no contest. So, all right, let's get into it. Your favorite match of the night. I want to see you try to defend this match. Jey Uso wins the Men's Royal Rumble match. Let's hear it. I'll let you start.
Okay, so I was disappointed when Roman Reigns got eliminated. I was disappointed in some of the logic in the match a lot of it didn't make any sense. CM Punk got eliminated. Roman Reigns got eliminated. Seth Rollins got eliminated. But I am okay with Jey Uso getting the win. It was unpredictable. Nobody saw it coming. Everybody predicted CM Punk or John Cena or Roman winning this thing. All the big creators and the big podcasters, they all predicted it too. And the fact that Jey Uso won just shows how much the WWE believes in Jey. And I think it was the right decision. I mean, you don't have to agree with it or anything, but I think it was the right decision. He's the hot guy right now. You want to push him to the moon. And so I'm okay with the win. I thought the match itself, at one point we had CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, and AJ Styles and Logan Paul all in the ring, and John Cena together at one time. And I was just like, the star power that was all in that ring was incredible. And they kept coming out. It was like Roman Reigns came out, and then it was Seth Rollins and then CM Punk and Sami Zayn. They all came out like one after another. And it was just, that was the part that I loved about it, was there's just the overall star power in the match. I didn't care for some of the logic. You know, we've been telling a story over the last 4 months of Drew McIntyre going after all the Bloodline members and hunting the Bloodline. And he had some moments with Roman in the ring, so I'll give him that. But then he randomly gets eliminated by Damian Priest. What? Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn, you know, oh, I'm going to throw you over the top rope. No, I'm going to throw you over the top rope. No, I'm going to throw you over the top rope. And Sami Zayn gets eliminated by Jey Uso. You know, it's just like you've been teasing all this stuff. And then CM Punk getting eliminated by Logan Paul after eliminating Seth and Roman. So there was some logic things there that didn't make any sense. But I thought the match from start to finish, minus the Tozawa spot and then the addition of ISHO Speed, minus that, I thought the men's match from beginning to end was more entertaining than the women's. The women's picked up right around entrant number 19. The men's match I thought was good from very beginning all the way through the end, just minus some logic gaps and some of the clunky eliminations.
I mean, there's a lot of logic gaps because they promoted and hyped up things all over the place for the past 3 weeks leading up to it. One of them is not Jey Uso winning. They didn't even hint at Jey Uso winning. Jey Uso actually 7 days before this lost in a title match against Gunther, the man he's going to try to face at WrestleMania. So there's no logic in him winning. I'm not against him winning, but if you're going to have him win, at least freaking hint at it. Not all surprises are good things. Just like not all obvious things like Charlotte Flair are bad things. You can have both. A surprise could be bad when it's just for the sake of surprise. And I truly feel like he won just for the sake of surprise. So they can be like, see, you got to tune in. You never know who's going to win. Next time it could be ISHO Speed who wins. I thought this match was boring. I thought there was one good part, and that was Seth and Roman. Other than that, there was literally nothing good about it. Seth turning heel, double foot stomping Roman. Roman is the greatest of all time at selling drama. Not selling matches, because that's Shawn Michaels, ain't even close. But Roman selling drama, pain, like with him and Sammy, with him and Jay, now with him and Seth, just taking those. Did you see him getting carried? He's like, where am I? Like, he doesn't, like, he sells for people. He made Seth feel like he literally destroyed him after that thing. That was really it. Joe Hendry sucked.
Yeah,
ISHO Speed. Why the hell was he in there? Jacob fought. You got the hottest act right now in the WWE. This is your moment to have him come out and do something big. And you have him, sure, he led in eliminations with 4. Okay, 4.
Tied.
I can eliminate 4 people in a freaking Royal Rumble. You have him come out and then he gets eliminated randomly by Braun Strowman. You're not going to sell Braun Strowman being hurt. Once again, this Rumble sucked because there was no logic. I used to write screenplays, and I always say, if you put something in a movie, then it has to have a point to the movie. Otherwise, why did you put it in there?
Enough.
It's the same thing with wrestling. You can't just put a whole bunch of stuff. CM Punk, I'm going to face you, and then have him just lose at like the top 12, not even the top 4. Like, where was 4? And if you're going to eliminate all your big stars, then Fatu needed to be top 4. What the hell are you doing? Like, it was just, it just was surprise for the sake of surprise. I didn't like it. I thought it was all, it's not about who won it. It's just the fact that it just was really underwhelming. And you had one surprise, AJ Styles. We couldn't get anybody. It was too impossible to get Dolph Ziggler to show up. The Hardys, they were literally talking about it all week about how they were going to be there. Like Reba, even Matt's wife did like a dance about it's Royal Rumble weekend. Like, why tease it if you're not going to, like, nobody could show up. Nobody, just AJ Styles. That's it. Joe Hendry wasn't a surprise. TNA guys aren't surprises.
No.
Like, we knew.
And
Jordan Grace wasn't a surprise.
And I will say that Joe Hendry looked like a chump in that ring too. Like the way he got eliminated by Roman Reigns of all people. It just goes to show that where WWE views TNA. Yeah, they're partnering with each other, but you're going to have the TNA champion get eliminated by the guy in all of professional wrestling. Like, it just goes, and the way he did it with ease. I will disagree a little bit that I think there were some more big moments that we're not taking into consideration. You know, you had Braun Breaker, man. He showed out in this Rumble. He had the stare down with Jacob Fatu, and then he speared freaking Roman Reigns. Like, they obviously think pretty highly of Braun Breaker, and I thought that was a cool moment. They stared each other down. and then they, Roman went to do his spear, and Braun went to do his spear, and he got the best of Roman, and Roman sold it pretty well, and I thought that was a cool moment. I thought
I'll give you that.
The tease between Jacob and Braun Breaker was a good moment. But yeah, just some of the clunkiness was, Drew McIntyre getting eliminated by Priest when they haven't even like talked to each other, or touched each other over the last few. And the way it was done, like apparently McIntyre was pissed off after the match because somebody was trying to get themselves over, and whatever, they were doing their own moves. It was just, yeah. But I thought there were some good moments, and the final two being John Cena and Jey Uso. I mean, they got me, man. I thought when Roman got eliminated and then CM Punk got eliminated, I thought for sure John Cena was winning this thing. But so I will give him credit for the swerve because I did not see it coming.
Yeah, we'll see how this holds up 10 years from now. All right, let's get into Monday Night Raw. You ready? We got to
always
breeze through these. We got a few things we want to talk about. Let's start off with your boy, Jey Uso, winning the Royal Rumble. Although Jey Uso's my boy, too. I love him. But Jey Uso and Gunther had a promo together. I want you to talk about it first, and then I'll chime in. Let's go.
So I think Monday Night Raw, we open up with Jey cutting this promo. And going into it, all over social media, all over TikTok, all over YouTube, all over X, people were crapping on Jey Uso getting the win. Like, oh, he doesn't deserve the main event WrestleMania. Jey Uso is going to sell tickets for WrestleMania. Jey Uso. Then you get to Monday Night Raw. And I was kind of expecting a mixed reaction for Jey Uso. I was kind of expecting some boos and some people being upset, similar to what we got with The Rock last year. And when he took Cody's spot, like I was really thinking we were going to get like a little bit of a mixed reaction, but I quickly learned, the Batista spot. But I quickly learned just how small of the audience the internet wrestling community really is, because that crowd loved Jey Uso to the point where he was getting emotional. I don't think he expected that. I think he was because he went on Pat McAfee earlier in the day, and Pat McAfee was like, tell me about these haters that you have, and he was apparent because I think they picked up on the fact that people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And but so then he comes out to the ring and he can't even get a word in because everyone's yeeting all over the place, and they do the entrance again, and you could tell he was getting emotional, and I don't really remember I don't really remember a lot of what was said in the promo. I just remember that the crowd loved it, and I think that verified that it was a good decision for the WWE for him to win the Royal Rumble because of how over he was with the crowd. But yeah, I mean, and then Gunther, it felt like Gunther was playing the role of the internet wrestling community, saying everything that the internet was saying when he came out of, you don't deserve, you're not on my level. You of all people, you're just a tag team guy. If I had beaten Rock, or if I had beaten Roman Reigns or CM Punk, that would add to my legacy, but you're not going to add anything to it. So I loved it. I thought the promo was great. I thought it was a great way to open the show. And I learned pretty quickly just how small of the audience the IWC really is.
Oh, 100% they are. Just because we go on it doesn't mean it's, the end all say all. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted Jey Uso to beat Roman Reigns for the championship.
100%.
I wanted him to be the one because Jey Uso had momentum. He was main event Jey. He was turning on Roman. He was leaving the bloodline. That was his moment, and they blew it. I just don't feel like this is his moment, and I think the promo showed it. Now, I'm not saying he isn't getting yeeted and cheered and all this stuff, but Yeet Jey Uso is different than main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso, I feel like, cut better promos. I feel like Yeet Jey Uso can't cut promos because the main thing he has to talk about is Yeet. He doesn't really have an edge. What's his character? Like I used to say about LA Knight, who's Jey Uso, right? And this promo was really I thought it was very underwhelming. I thought Gunther said the same shit. This is the same promo they had a week ago when Gunther beat him on Saturday night's main event. It did not feel this is not WrestleMania main event worthy. And that's my main problem with Jey winning, is that it's not main event worthy. They're not going to headline either night of WrestleMania. So you're going to have a guy win the Royal Rumble, the biggest pay-per-view other than WrestleMania, in the biggest moment to go up third on the night of night one against Gunther in a pointless match. And what even says that Gunther's going to lose? I think there's a good chance Jay's going to lose again. So, and if he does, it's even more worthless. With his colors, it's his baby blue and his yeeting. Everybody in the world hated Roman Reigns. Everybody except us and a few other people, right? We were there at Mania holding up the ones. I was upset when he lost to Cody. Oh, Cody Mania. Oh, we need Cody. Oh, Cody wins. What happens now, right? They've turned on him. They don't like him. He's boring. He's this. Everybody wants somebody to be a champion and tell they're the champion. What about LA Knight? How's that going for him when he won the ICR, US title, whatever he won? Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same thing's going to happen to Jey Uso, man. He's going to win. If he does, he's going to win the championship. And people are going to be like, that doesn't really work. He's not really like that guy in his vibrant colors, yeeting with the title. And it's sure it'll be fun. He'll have it for 3 months and then he'll drop it. I just don't feel like him winning. The Royal Rumble needs to be a big moment. So unless he's going against Cody, which he's not, that's why I feel like it was a waste. And that promo showed it. It was like the same old. You worthless. I big. Me facing you mean nothing. I lose if I face you. Yeah, but I do that. Tier. And yes, you under. I'm better than you. No, you not. Okay, thanks. That's what it was to me. So I thought it was a weak ass opening, and I think it showed why he was the wrong person to win the Royal Rumble. And that's nothing against Jay, because I think Jay is more than capable of being a world champion. I think he should have been, like I said, against Roman. That should have been his making moment. I think they screwed up on that, and now they're just hoping that the Yeet stuff will sell with him in a championship, you know?
Yeah. No, that's fair. It's a interesting way of looking at it. The crowd loved him, and I think,
they will.
You got and sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot. And I feel like right now the iron's hot. I mean, just 7 days ago, people wanted Jey Uso to beat Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event, and he
should have.
Yeah, and he should have. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Once again, a missed moment.
Yes. So yeah. I mean, I was expecting a mixed reaction, and we didn't get it. So it was just cool to see that.
True that. All right. New Day, Logan Paul, Rey Mysterio. They had some stuff. Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So New Day wrestled, who was it? Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. And I got to be honest, man. First of all, New Day's new theme song is fire. That's a good song. And their new outfits and whatever were dope too. Those were great. But I thought everything was going fine. And then I feel like Logan Paul ruined the match. He ruined it for me, at least. And we're Logan Paul supporters on this show. We like Logan Paul in the WWE, but I feel like he took all the attention and all of the heat off of the New Day. That should have been the New Day should have come out pissed off that they weren't involved in the Royal Rumble. They should have been pissed off that Logan Paul, of all people, speaking of logic, Logan Paul did the Kofi Kingston spot where he's about to be eliminated, but he jumped to the announce table instead, so his feet never technically touched the ground. Like Logan Paul took that from Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston wasn't even in the match, and Logan Paul does that spot instead. And so the next day they have Logan Paul help the New Day beat Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul are in a qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. I don't know. Like I feel like the New Day's is suddenly. I'm glad they got the win. Don't get me wrong. It
We lost Ryan again.
And
there he is.
Stupid here. But yeah, I feel like Logan Paul kind of took the shine off of the New Day a little bit. The heat is starting to go off of the New Day, and Logan Paul took it away from him.
Well, once again, I keep saying the New Day needed to confront Big E once again. You can't just keep doing the same old. It's not going anywhere. The crowd's and especially if you're going to give them new looks and new music, why not have? That's the perfect time. Hey, we went at Big E again. We mean business. This is who we are. That we're the new Day. You know what I mean? And they should have done it, and they didn't. I think Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio is going to be fire. They had a fire match the first time.
It's going to be a great match.
Obviously, Rey's not going to win, but I'm very excited for it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It was very random. Like, why take away from the New Day? And the New Day got the win.
Yeah.
I don't care how they get the win. They needed it. But yeah, I agree with you. It was just kind of
But
felt out of place.
and all he did was sit there. He sat at the announce table and
Mm-hmm.
was yelling at fans, and then he goes and he pushes Rey Mysterio, and like all the heat goes off of the New Day immediately and onto Logan Paul. And that was the one thing that just took away from it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's talk about taking away from it. Charlotte Flair came out, to cut a promo. She came out, and it kind of felt like, I don't know, like she didn't think she was going to be a heel because she got cheered at the Rumble. She thought she was going to get cheered on. Who is she going to challenge? It's either going to be Julia, Rhea, or Tiffy. They're all baby faces. So yeah, girl, you're going to be a heel. Why the hell did she come out and not fully embrace it? It felt like she was unsure of herself. Like she thought she was going to get cheered. Then she got booed. And then she was like, oh crap, my whole promo was supposed to be to then get them to boo me. So then she tried to like get them to boo her, but she didn't like fully commit. And this isn't the first time Charlotte has effed up promos. No matter how great she is in the ring, she has fumbled things so much so that Becky Lynch has gotten mad at her in the middle of promos and so on. She's not the best at it. She never has been, but it was just felt really, really bizarre. And yeah, I think she made it up on NXT the next night. And I like that she came out and told them that, I already went for the NXT title once when I won the Royal Rumble when she beat Rhea Ripley for the championship. But it just felt really, really off. It wasn't a good first night back for Charlotte Flair. What say you?
Yeah, it was. To me, it showed just how fickle the wrestling fans are too, because we haven't seen Charlotte Flair in a year. She didn't wrestle all of 2024. She missed WrestleMania 40. She comes back and wins the Royal Rumble. And, Jey Uso got a huge positive reception. Charlotte Flair got a good reception at the Rumble. But then the next night on Raw, she's getting booed out of the building where Jey Uso's getting all the love. But yeah, it was a strange promo because she was like opening up about the rehab from her injury and how she never thought she'd be back in the ring and how she missed everybody. And but the crowd just did not. Yeah, they just didn't want any part of it. And she continued. She kept trying to like get the sympathy cheers from the crowd, and it was very, very strange and very bizarre. And I think Rhea Ripley. I don't know if Rhea Ripley was supposed to go out there or what, but I feel like she saved that segment. She came out there and was just like, please, for the love of God, choose me. It was like she was like begging her to choose her. And I personally think we should get Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair 3 at WrestleMania and not Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton. Because I just have this feeling that Charlotte Flair is winning at WrestleMania. And I think fans will forgive her if she beats Rhea Ripley because people are kind of tired of Rhea being on top all the time. Whereas if she beats Tiffany Stratton, she's not putting over a younger talent. And I think people are going to crap all over it. So I think she should challenge Rhea Ripley again. But that's just me.
I don't disagree with that. I think she is going to go against Tiffy though, and I think she's going to job to Tiffy. I think she will. I think she'll do the work. But yeah, she just needs to fully embrace her heelness, and that's something she did not do. She did better on NXT, but she needs to you're the heel girl, embrace it. All right, let's end it with the main event. CM Punk defeats Sami Zayn. After the match, Sami Zayn is attacked by Kevin Owens. Haters are gonna hate. What'd you think about all this?
Oh man, this was the first time CM Punk and Sami Zayn have ever been in a ring against each other before. And man, that match did not disappoint at all. I thought it was a great match. These two guys know how to work together. They know, for two people who have never been in a ring together, you'd think they've been in the ring 100 times based on how well they worked and how everything went in that match. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah.
I was not surprised at the outcome. I was surprised to see CM Punk actually wrestling on an episode of Raw that wasn't the debut on Netflix. So that was surprising to see. And I'm happy to see Kevin Owens, man. Kevin Owens came out and did the pile driver to Sami Zayn, and it looks like we're getting Sami versus KO either at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania. But I'm loving it. I thought it was great. And Kevin Owens continues. Like, he was selling his injuries. He had a black eye. Everything was great. And storytelling 101.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on it, but I said it was going to be Kevin and Sami. I got crap on the internet. People are so mean in comments, just tearing me apart, calling me a moron, an idiot. I don't know wrestling, lazy booking. You're stupid. Then the Royal Rumble happened, and it was like, I told you you're an idiot. I said that Sami would cost him the match. Sami came out, and he did cost him the match. I was right, you morons. And that's why Kevin Owens is mad. And then I made another post where I said, come at me. Keep making fun of me. It's Kevin and Sami. If you don't think that Kevin's going to be mad that Sami Zayn came out and watched Cody win the match and did not help his best friend / brother win, you are insane. Kevin and Sami. The other thing too is, Ryan, is that people were like, oh, it's lazy booking. It's lazy booking. Rematches. Okay. Because The Rock and Stone Cold was lazy booking all the times they wrestled at WrestleMania over and over and over again. Shoot, they were going to do Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart again. That was lazy booking, right? Shoot, they did Cody and Roman. That was lazy booking, right?
Triple H and Undertaker.
That was lazy booking,
HBK
right?
and Undertaker. Yeah.
That was lazy booking, right? Even Brock Lesnar and Roman. Like, get out of my face with that. It's not lazy
that was
booking.
Lazy.
It's different.
That was
lazy. But it's
yeah.
different times, different years. You know what I mean? But Sami and Kevin are two different characters. They have classics every single time. This is going to be a classic. And now CM Punk gets to go to the Elimination Chamber. And now we get hinted at. Remember, Punk called out John Cena. He said, unlike John Cena, I'm going to earn it. I'm not just going to have Triple H hand me things. Something's a brewing, my man. Something's a brewing.
Yeah, that whole putting John Cena in the Elimination Chamber, he gets a bye because he's been there for 23 years. Big whoop. Like, you haven't been there for the last 5 years. You know, you haven't won a singles match, and he keeps pointing that out in 8 years or whatever it is. So yeah, but you get an automatic bye to the Elimination Chamber. That I didn't care for that, but yeah, no, everything. I'm excited to see KO and Sami. I'm curious where Randy Orton factors into this. Like, is that the match for KO at WrestleMania, and we get KO and Sami in Canada at Elimination Chamber, or does do they write Sami Zayn off TV until after a Chamber? I don't know, but I'm all for this. I think it's storytelling 101, and I want to see it because these two guys are great in the ring together.
I agree. It's a jam-packed Raw, man. Other than the glitch, they were glitching more than Ryan on this podcast. All right. I'm glad you carried it over. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into some NXT. Oh
my God.
Fandango.
He's back, baby.
But he's JDC. It didn't make sense. He didn't even try to do the accent. It was super weird. And like Lexus King's facial hair. So what'd you think? We got Lexus King and Fandango JDC wrestling for a cup that no one gives two shits about. What'd you think about this?
Yeah, this whole thing was strange. I mean, the crowd was excited to see Fandango back. They did the song, they were cheering, and then he came out and he was like, "Hey, thank you for that. I used to wrestle. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to wrestle in NXT." He was like, "No shit, Sherlock."
Yeah, they were doing your
yeah. It's like, "Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know if you guys know, but I used to be here. But now I'm here as JDC, and I'm here on behalf of my faction and TNA." And it was just like, huh? And then he's like, "I want the Heritage Cup." And, "Oh yeah, you look like you have your face glued on." And it was just very, very strange, a very strange promo. And he didn't even embrace, he didn't even do the dance. He didn't even embrace the character. He didn't even talk in the voice. It was just strange. I had to do a double take. I was like, was that even the same guy? That's not the same guy. But it was. And and then Lexus King being like, "Oh, you used to partner with Tyler Breeze around here, and you were dressing up as firefighters and police officers." And then I knew you as Fandango, or he called him Fandango at first and then changed it to Fandango. And
Fandango, yeah.
JDC just didn't want anything to do with it. It was a very strange promo. Very strange promo. And for them to compete for the Heritage Cup.
That would be like Malachi Black returning as Aleister Black and then being like, "No, just kidding, I'm Malachi." You can't just have if you're gonna
coming out and be
Dolph.
"Hey guys, I used to wrestle in WWE. You remember?"
Yeah, do you remember me? Dolph Ziggler would have been in the Rumble as Dolph Ziggler. If you're gonna do the partnership, then they need to nickname it. They need to be the characters they are. I thought it was really weird. And if you're gonna have him be Fandango or Fandango, then have him be Fandango, the guy who beat Chris Jericho on WrestleMania. Don't come out, or just have him be JDC. It was all bizarre. And we got it. Lexus King, dude. Your facial hair is just stupid. It is atrocious. It's mind-boggling. It takes away from what you're. I didn't hear anything either of them said because I was dazed at how bad they painted his face. We got to stop. He looks fake, like literally looks fake. All right,
awful.
Main event time. We had a lot of stuff going on. We won't get into the stupid controversy, which is stupid.
Yeah.
But we had A-Town Down Under defeat the world champion Obafemi and the former world champion Trick Williams, with Trick being pinned because of interference from one Eddy Thorpe, who whipped the snot out of him, which I'm assuming they're going to have a strap match before or during the next pay-per-view before they get into Mania weekend, where it'll be Oba and Trick. Yeah. So what say you? What'd you think about this main event? Let's hear it.
I have mixed opinions on it. I liked it, but I also hated it at the same time. So I like the fact that Trick Williams got beat up by Eddy Thorpe. I thought that was a cool little twist at the end, and I like the tension between Obafemi and Trick, where Oba was like, "I'm not helping him; he's on his own." So they continue that whole thing, which is great stuff. I don't know how I feel. I've never been a fan of champions losing in matches. Now, Obafemi lost he didn't get pinned or anything, but A-Town Down Under getting a win when you've been treating A-Town Down Under as jokes this whole entire time. I don't know. And beating a team that consists of the NXT champion, I just have I don't know. I didn't really care for that. But at the same time, it's helping elevate Trick. It's helping elevate Eddy Thorpe, and it's pushing that story where they're going to have a match. And it teases more tension between Obafemi and Trick Williams. So when they eventually clash at Stand and Deliver, it's going to be even bigger than before. So I liked it, didn't like it, but loved it, if that makes sense.
I mean, they have a PLE coming up in Vengeance Day, right? And they didn't want Oba and Trick to wrestle then. So they needed a different solution because they want Oba and Trick at the main event. So at WrestleMania weekend. So you have Oba go against A-Town Down Under, who are a bickering tag team. They had to win this tag. If they would have lost to Oba and Trick, then who the heck's going to buy the PLE or go watch the PLE knowing that they just beat them anyway? So you needed to give them. So that made sense. And then Trick needs something to do to earn his way to the main event at WrestleMania weekend against Oba. So you have him beat Eddy Thorpe in a strap match. Everything made sense. It doesn't have anything to do with racism or bad booking. It's 100% correct. This is how you have to do it. And then we're going to have the greatest and biggest main event in NXT history between Oba and Trick at Stand and Deliver. Is that what they call it at WrestleMania weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it'll be the biggest main event of all time. And hopefully we'll be there. So yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
Booking 101, Wrestling 101. Great job. That's what you got to do.
No, it was good stuff. It was a good way to end the show for sure.
I agree. All right. That's the week in pro wrestling. If you ain't already doing it, hit that subscribe button or give us a 5-star review, because I know you want to help us, y'all, because why not? We're going to do some highs and lows. We have a song for this?
We sure do.
Highs and lows, let's go. This is highs and lows. It's time for the list. Who's killing it and who should probably go and sit? You're the best getting listed up high as hell. It's for the lows. They can come up here and take a L. Yes, they got their fingers on the button, yeah. Never sweat the mid, just the best and who run it. I'ma let them chill, let them run through the list of names. This is highs and lows. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, it's highs and lows. We're going to give what we thought was a high and what was a low for this week of WWE. As always, we start with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. What you got for me? What's your first high of the week?
Roxanne Perez. That's it. That's all I got. Roxanne Perez is my high. I feel like people aren't really talking about her the way that they should be. They brought her up a little bit, but people are just so pissed off that Charlotte Flair won that I feel like Roxanne's not getting her shine. But I feel like she's doing some of the best work of her entire run, and she is proving that she is more than ready for a main roster call-up. The stuff she did this week with Cora Jade and Bayley is phenomenal stuff. Her performance at the Royal Rumble, she was the Iron Woman. I think she lasted 67 minutes, I believe. Everything has been fantastic, and she is going to be a huge addition to the women's division. So all in a span of one weekend, the WWE's women's division went from kind of floundering a little bit to being absolutely stacked. And Roxanne Perez is going to be a star whenever she comes up.
Heck yeah, she was already hinting that she was about to go to Raw. She is a star. She looks great. Take that. I'm allowed to say it. She is phenomenal in the ring. She's great on the promos.
Absolutely.
She is just embracing it all. And I like that Charlotte Flair, when she came out on NXT, stated that NXT has the best women's division in all of pro wrestling. She was not lying. Roxanne Perez is a leader of that. She deserves her flowers. I'm glad she got it. Good high. Good high. My high, believe it or not, is going to be KO versus Cody Rhodes.
Right,
that match was my high, man. I know it's only February, but this is easily the match of the year right now. The end. And hopefully I remember it by the time we get into our matches of the year by December, because who knows? I'm an old man. I forget what happened live. Don't even know what I had for dinner last night. So it's hopefully we can remember this. But KO versus Cody had everything, exactly what a ladder match should be. Doesn't need a ton of blood and tacks and so on. Sometimes it just needs some good old-fashioned pro wrestling, breaking through ladders. Loved it. That's my number one high of the week.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good one, and it was a good performance from Cody, a good performance from KO. And KO apparently he's got a lot of praise backstage for his work as of late, and he was instrumental in putting that match together. I feel like the WWE could reward KO by putting the belt on him, but that's another story for another day. But shout out to both guys. That was a great match.
Just remember, I'm pretty sure it was a dirt sheet guy who said that, who was not backstage. So I don't know how you can know what's happening backstage when you're not backstage. Oh, wait, this just in. No, Shawn Michaels says I'm his favorite podcaster. I know. I have an insider. Yeah, he watches. Yeah, so this just in. I can also do journalism for pro wrestling. All right, what's up? What's next? What's your second high?
Oh man, okay. So I was gonna do KO too, but I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the return of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Bella, because I think I don't like that Alexa was the Fiend character. So, but we don't know if she's gonna be that going forward. We don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe that was just a one-off appearance thing because that was the last time we saw her. So, I'm gonna give her a pass on that. But again, we talk about the women's division getting a huge boost, adding Jordan Grace to that, bringing back Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss. Now Roxanne Perez. I think it was a great weekend for the WWE women, and I think Nikki Bella is going to add a lot to she can go after women's championship, she can go after the mid card titles, she can go after the tag team titles if they bring back Brie. They can her Alexa Bliss can go after mid card championship. She could go after Liv Morgan, who eliminated her in the Rumble. There's so many different directions that they can go in for WrestleMania with these two women. So I'm happy they're back. I thought it was a great way to bring them back, and I'm curious to see what they do with them going forward.
Great call. Great. I was going to pick that too. So I'll go with something you didn't think was that great, and that's DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. I like this, man. When you're on a Royal Rumble, there's only 4 matches, and 2 of them are the Royal Rumbles. You got to show out, right? And I thought DIY and Motor City Machine Guns did show out. All these old men just banging and showing the youngins how it's done. And I love adding in the Street Profits at the end. I think this put a nice little spark under the tag team division, which is so desperately needed. So yeah, my high will be DIY versus the Motor City. Both matches of Royal Rumble, but neither Royal Rumble match.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right.
No, that's a good high. That was a good match.
Time for the lows. Let's see. Can you find some negatives? Let's go.
Yes, I can.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
I got it right here. You ready?
All right, Obama. Yeah.
The booking of Carmelo Hayes in the WWE.
Thank you.
It's got to be studied. It is a absolute low. This man was the #1 draft pick to Friday Night SmackDown when he got called up to the main roster. So clearly they saw something in him. And he's had bangers. He had the 7-match series with Andrade that never really had any closure because LA Knight came and interrupted it and said, I win game 7. But that's not how it works. And we never really got any closure from that. And then ever since then, he's lost big match after big match after big match. And this past weekend at the Royal Rumble, I was thinking he was going to be the Iron Man of the Rumble. He was going to have the performance of the night. He was going to be the star of the show. He was going to last longer than everybody. But no, he was the first one eliminated. And that set up the whole thing with him taking out Tozawa, which led up to IShow Speed coming out. But I don't know Carmelo Hayes and his booking, especially when you look at Braun Breaker, who got caught up with him. He's having moments with Roman Reigns in the Rumble. He's the Intercontinental Champion. And then you have Tiffany Stratton, who's winning the Women's Championship on SmackDown, who also got called up. It's like Carmelo Hayes was him in NXT, and now he's missing completely on SmackDown. So Carmelo Hayes' booking needs to be studied 100%.
It does, because also the fact that he's having to put people over as a youngin, he should be getting put over, not putting people over. Yeah. Super weird. I show Speed too. What the heck, man? You have Karrion Kross backstage twiddling his thumbs, but you can't get him in the match. But you got I show Speed in there because Weezy likes him. Like, I don't. It's so stupid. I'm streamers. I don't give two shits about streamers, and I'm one. It's stupid. Don't put them on my television screen. I love Santi to death. I don't need to see him in the Royal Rumble. He does not need to be taking up spots from other professional wrestlers. It's just
which is what we complain about with part-time guys coming in taking The Rock took Cody Rhodes' spot, but we can give I show Speed Karrion Kross' spot in the Royal Rumble. Makes no sense.
Makes no sense at all. I want to talk about something else that should be studied, and I already brought it up, but my low is Jacob Fatu at the Royal Rumble. What a missed opportunity. You are making this guy a star. You gave him a shining moment where he took out Braun Strowman. How long was Braun Strowman out for? Oh, that's right, 6 days. He showed up at the Royal Rumble and eliminated Jacob Fatu. That made a lot of sense, because for them to continue their feud, they didn't just need the fact that Fatu took him out. They needed him to be eliminated in the Royal Rumble by him. It was stupid booking. I know Fatu eliminated 4 people, but it was quick, and then you just kind of forgot about him. He was a nobody in that match. It was very, very disappointing. You got your hottest star right now. Usually when they get these hot stars like a Roxanne Perez, they give them a shining moment by having a really, really long time in the Royal Rumble. They didn't do that with Fatu. It's super disappointing. So Jacob Fatu is my guy of my low, and that's not his fault. That's Triple H's fault. Very, very stupid and poor booking on their part.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He started off strong, and then he randomly gets eliminated and just kind of fell apart. And I thought for sure he was going to have the most eliminations. He was going to set a record. I mean, this guy was all the hype just a couple weeks ago, and now he was an afterthought in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, poor booking. All right, what's your last low?
You know what? I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say right now, it's the build to WrestleMania 41. I am not feeling this build to WrestleMania. Right now, we're not. I think it's obvious we're not getting The Rock at WrestleMania. Otherwise, he would have come out at Royal Rumble and took out Roman Reigns or something. But now we may be getting Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, maybe adding CM Punk to that. And now John Cena and maybe Cody Rhodes is the match, and Jey Uso and Gunther. I mean, these all feel like great matches, but they feel like SummerSlam matches. They feel like Backlash matches. They feel like Crown Jewel matches. They don't feel like the biggest show of the year type matches. And it just, I'm kind of a little disappointed in the overall build. And like, I'm not as excited about this year's WrestleMania as I was about last year's WrestleMania. Now things can change, but as of Wednesday, the day after the Wednesday after the Royal Rumble, I'm a little disappointed in what I'm seeing on the road to WrestleMania so far. I mean, I was expecting, Roman versus Rock, Roman versus Cody, Roman versus Punk, and now we're probably getting a triple threat. And it's just, I don't know, that just feels like a cop-out.
I don't think we're getting a triple threat. I don't think so. I don't buy it. I don't think so, because Dave Meltzer said it. So now I know.
Right. Yeah.
Ross. Either way, they're the same person. I gotta disagree. That's a hot take, though. So I do like the hot take, but I think we still have Elimination Chamber. I think they're building nicely. They got a lot of people, but neither here nor there. I respect it. And you're not going to respect this one, but my low is Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. And it's not the fact that it's Jey Uso. We got to stop with that narrative. It's the fact that they didn't hype Jey Uso. Like I said, Saturday night's main event, he was hyped up to win, and he lost. Against Roman, he was hyped up as that guy. It looked like he was going to win, and he lost. Then as soon as they stopped hyping him, give him no attention, all he did was eat before the Rumble. He wins, and I'm supposed to be shocked because it was a surprise. Nah, fam, you still got to make it. Like, Drew would have been a surprise. See, you know what I mean? Like, Seth would have been a surprise, but at least they were hyping them as potential winners. You can't just say this guy's not going to win and then he just wins. It's a bad look, and I actually think it's going to hurt Jey Uso. I'm telling you, if he wins the title, people are going to turn on him. And I don't think they would have turned on him if he would have beat Gunther at Saturday night's main event. That's why I'm upset about it, because I think it's going to hurt Jey Uso more so than help him.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment. And, but we'll see what happens. But again, goes back to my build for WrestleMania. Like, is Jey Uso versus Gunther a WrestleMania main event? I don't think so. And that's what they said we're going to get. So I don't know. It's kind of disheartening for that too.
It really is. All right, let's get into our weekly segment, our least valuable and most valuable dude and dudettes of the week. Let's jam through these. As always, we're going to start with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling as he's setting it up. Who is your LVD of the week?
I am going to give it to Triple H. I got to give it to Triple H, man. I just feel like the WWE's production of the Rumbles we talked about how clunky it was and how some of the eliminations made no sense. And, Jacob Fatu's performance in the Royal Rumble and the women's match not picking up until around number 19. The theme songs were god awful. And you don't know who half of the people are until you see their names show up on the Titantron. The camera cutting away when Drew McIntyre got eliminated, and just little things like that. It was not as great as the event was, and as happy as I am for Jey Uso, and as excited as a lot of those fans were in Cleveland. It was just not a good. I don't know. I feel like the matches left a lot to be desired, and they were just poorly produced. The ladder match was great, but the Rumble matches themselves were a little disappointed. So I'm going to give it to Triple H this week.
I was surprised because I literally have Triple H as my least valuable dude as well. We did not plan that. Same thing, man. Like I said, just trying to pull out a surprise, going under TKO and being the sellout that he is and having ISHO Speed in it and making it like it's a cool moment. Like, why the hell was ISHO Speed even in Gorilla? It's stupid. It would have made more sense if he would have came out of the freaking crowd. Like, being like, oh no, he just was here chatting it up with Stephanie McMahon in the Gorilla position. I didn't know we just hang out in the Gorilla position. I thought that was a place where we're deciding and making sure matches are running smoothly, not a place to have coffee and tea with Stephanie McMahon. Although I would have coffee and tea with Stephanie McMahon anywhere she asked me. But it was just all stupid. Triple H, like I said, sometimes he's great. He's either really, really great or he's really, really not great. He's having a rough week too, Mr. Hall of Famer. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree. Triple H is my least valuable dude as well.
Yeah. There was some breaking news that we didn't talk about at the beginning of the show. But that's all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's end on a positive. Most valuable dude or dudette of the week. Who you got?
I got to give it to Jey Uso. He won the Royal Rumble to everyone's surprise. Nobody saw it coming. The crowd loved it. The Cleveland loved it the next night. He was getting emotional. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with the decision or not, I don't think we can take this moment away from him. And so I feel like he eliminated John Cena. He eliminated Sami Zayn. He had some great moments in the Rumble, and that spot at the end there with John Cena and Jey Uso, where John Cena had like 1 foot dangling. It looked like he was going to touch, and then Jey Uso looked like he was going to touch. It was a great. It was a good ending, and I'm happy for Jey. And we'll see what happens with him. So I'm going to give it to Jey as MVD.
Good pick. I got to say really quick, we didn't talk about Penta. His obviously both hit the ground. He wasn't going to win the Rumble. Another reason why Triple H is least valuable dude of the week. You call the audible. You tell the ref, hey, get him out. It was so blatantly obvious his feet hit the sorry, that's life, man. Wrestling, you have mistakes happen. You pull them out and you can yell at whoever, yell at Penta, yell at Ray or whatever. When it was happening, I actually was thinking to the fact that they're going way too fast. I'm like, what if one of them accidentally got eliminated and then Penta's feet hit the freaking, it's so stupid. But this is the first time ever we're 2 for 2. Believe it or not, my most valuable dude is Jey Uso. Yeah. Whether I like it or not, we make this off of the booking decisions of the week. He has to be your most valuable dude. He won the flipping Royal Rumble when he had no reason winning it. That is the most valuable. That's how it works. He did it, and he didn't care, and he had a great interview with Pat McAfee. He came out and did his thing on Raw, even though I didn't think it was great. He still did it. He still got cheered. He still got yeeted. And like you said, in years past, when Batista and other big baby faces won the Rumble and the crowd didn't want it, they turned on him. They did not turn on Jey. So yeah, Jey Uso is also my most valuable dude of the week.
Yeah,
Jey Uso.
Nothing else to add. I mean, we've touched on it, but great week for Jey.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that is it. That is our WWE week in review. Fantastic stuff. Rumble, Raw, NXT. Don't forget to tune in on Friday because we're going to do all things AEW, where we talk about a Wild Collision, Dynamite, and so on. It should be good. I'm going to it. Revolution. I'll be there. So we'll talk about that in later things. I'm going to book the tickets. They're like $50 to get in. So I will be going. I haven't bought them yet, but I will be going to that event. Should be fun. As always, subscribe, and 5-star review. If you don't already follow me and you just want to hear me yap it on, I am at my_wrestling_opinion at all social medias that you are checking me out at. And with me, as always, is my dude.
I am Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms as well. Go follow us on TikTok at 2 Dudes with Attitudes. Go follow us on X at 2 Dudes PC. And then go subscribe to our YouTube, where we are right around the 1,300 follower mark. So we appreciate all the love and support we're getting there, but we want to grow this year. We're going to make this thing happen. So go subscribe over there. And then if you're listening to us on audio and Spotify, we appreciate all the love and support. Go drop us a follow, go rate us a 5-star rating and review, and tell everyone about your favorite 2 dudes on the internet.
2 Dudes Wolfpack. We out.
We're out.
2 dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the 2 dudes and our attitudes, ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the 2 dudes with the attitudes to bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to